Hazzy's first pick is Sir Tao. Major KD picks Tames, the Stream, and the Wonder Up North. Hazzy bans Hyper Random. I think we're going to see a lot of land on this one. KD bans Akerai. What up, what up, what up, what up? KD going with Fez. Gotta get some mobility on that map. And then Hazzy going with Terrace, a speed map. Hazzy not typically known for speed. Hazzy's been one of the high APM players, but he's not a very super aggressive fast player on the map. So I know Hazzy's been practicing a lot, so let's see what he's got in store for Terrace. KD bans the Lagoon. And Watershed is banned. And Golden Swamp is the admin pick. Alright, let's head over to the Civ draft. I'm going to go ahead and get this on the big screen. And here comes the admin bans. Teutons, you're out. Malay, you're out. Celts. Byzantines. Tupi, you're out. Tatar, you're out. Muisca, you're out. Koreans, you're out. Saracens gone. Berbers gone. Chinese gone. Ethiopians gone. Goths gone. Bengalis, you're out. Alright, let's see what the players choose for their own bans. And then we'll judge their drafts very harshly and take shots at their intelligence if they make bad picks. I know Hazzy really likes to play Japanese. I'm not really sure what KD's favorite civs are. Japanese still made it through the admin bans, so they're still on the board. We'll see if KD bans one of them. Just a quick little pause between. Again, this is a Division 1 matchup for a Tarnished Deathmatch. I think they're both in Division 1B. Oh, where's the... Alright, I'm not sure where the Civ draft is. It looks like they already got the first lobby up. I'm not sure what's going on with this Civ draft. Maybe they haven't started drafting yet. I got a game code. So they're in the lobby. Look at that, Hazzy all over it. Still yet to draft, though. Waiting for guest to get ready. Alright, here come the bans. Hazzy gonna ban Spanish. Get that one out of the way around the map. Spanish, obviously very strong on water. With their elite cannon galleons. With the ballistics. What up, Eisen? Bohemians banned for KD, which is probably a relief to Hazzy. Doesn't like micro on the BBC all the time. Micro BBC is kind of like an oxymoron. Get it? Slavs banned for Hazzy. Persians banned for KD. Doesn't want to run into a bunch of war elephants. Fair enough. I feel like we need some music on in the background while we're waiting for all this. This is... There we go. Light tunes. Light tunes. Gujara is banned for Hazzy. Italians banned for KD. Hey, man, ain't nobody picking the Italians. What a waste of a ban. Jerchin's banned for Hazzy. Don't want to face those Grenadiers. And Dravidian's banned for KD. Now the first 2 picks. Each player gets to pick whatever civs they want for the first 2 picks. And then after the 4th pick, there'll be a snipe. And so both players have the opportunity to pick the same first 2 civs. We could get mirror matchups. Both players have selected their first. And Hazzy selected his second. And we got Magyar Mongol for Hazzy and Mongol Japanese for KD. So Hazzy ends up not picking Japanese first, and it bites him in the butt. But I think he gets a better civ with the Magyars. I know he's steaming right now that he didn't get the Japanese. He always says he picks Japanese first so that he can't get him stolen. But KD went in and swiped him from him. So Hazzy's going to go Georgians. That's a strong 3rd pick with the Sea Jonigers and the Manaspa. Turks, 3rd pick for KD. And then Vietnamese. Alright. Solid picks, solid picks. I think Turks maybe won a little bit high. I don't really know exactly all the civs that are left right now, but Turks are a little overrated to me. Hazzy with the Cumans. Now both players get to snipe 1 civ from each other. I'd imagine both of them are going to snipe the Mongols from each other. Both feel that the Mongols are very strong and don't want to play against that. Maybe not, though. Waiting for KD to snipe. And both snipe the Mongols like I predicted. On it. Hazzy with this 5th pick. With the Huns. Hazzy going fast. We got Magyars. We got Cumans. We got Huns. Hazzy going to be zooming this series. Can KD match the speed of the civs that Hazzy is picking up right now? Malians, good camos, good counter to things like Huns, especially with the Sea Jonger as well. KD 19. Oh, Sicilian slides this far in the draft. Holy moly. Hazzy going with the woo. He's determined to play him on the swamp, I guess. I guess KD looking to go Turks on the Swamp. And then Bulgarians as the last pick. Wow. Some strong civs fall into the later part of this draft. I think I like Bulgarians more than Cumans and Huns, but I guess it's all about your preference. What do you like? And the final pick for KD is the Romans. And so, with Hazzy, we got the Magyars, the Georgians, the Cumans, the Huns, the Wu, and the Bulgarians. And then with KD, we got the Japanese, the Turks, the Vietnamese, the Malians, the Sicilians, and the Romans. All right, so what do you think of the civs? I'm pulling back up again. Do we like Hazzy's draft better? Do we like KD's draft better? I think I'm going to go with Hazzy's just because it's got a little bit more mobility. I know they're playing, let's see what maps they're playing. They got Terrace, which needs to be super fast. They got Fez, which you need mobility on. Sertao is a nice wide open map. And Golden Swamp, I imagine we see the Wu versus the Turks on that. But, yeah, Hazzy going with the quick civs. I think he's going to rush him down. Stomp all over them. All right. Let's take a look at the rooms. Both are in the lobby, and the first map is Golden Swamp. What are our picks for Golden Swamp? I'm going to go the Wu versus the Turks. That is the first map, Golden Swamp. The Wu versus the Turks. That is my guess. I could see Hazzy doing something sneaky, like throw the Huns out there, but I don't think he would have picked the Wu if he was going to do something like that. I think we're just going to see the Wu versus the Turks. And we will wait and listen to music. You are now tuned in to Greek TV. We have a Division 1 battle. Hazzy, aka Hazardous Rocks, versus the Major KD. You're now watching Greek TV. Waiting in the lobby for the first game, which is going to be on Golden Swamp. Just waiting for them to launch. Also going on this time over on Otter's channel is Tweppy versus Zayu. They're getting slow started. But once we launch this game, we'll get this music off and get this thing rolling. Oh, and we got it launched. Hold the phone. Switch the overlay. And first match on Golden Swamp. Failed to download content. Get out of here. Yep. The Wu versus the Turks as I predicted. And we got a minute 30 spec delay. I wish I could just launch Capture Age from here at this part. And so both civs have a strong navy. The Wu have the Luchuans. And so the Turks have the extra long cannon galleons. I think both civs have good upgrades on their ships. This is, at least that's what people tell me. I'm not an RM or am I a super nerd at this game. I just go off what other people tell me is good. And everybody says the Wu's navy is good and the Turks' navy is good. But they'll be like, oh, you got shipwright or dry dock. I don't even know what any of those upgrades do. All I know is that they help you out. Do we have a live Hazby screeching level? Oh, so the Wu lacks shipwright. What does shipwright do? Tell me, Huggy. I'm going to go ahead and learn while I stream as well. No, we do not have a live Hazzy screeching level. No one can handle that for a whole match. Holy cow. Hazzy's the biggest hypocrite in the whole world. He loves yelling and screaming at people when they're streaming, but can't handle the pressure. Can't handle the heat when it's on its own. So 10 seconds. Oh, reduced wood cost and ships produce faster. Well, that definitely helps. Yeah, so Turks got a huge advantage then on the swamp. And so let's get into it. All right, it's going to take me a second to load up Capture Age, so just give me a second there. All right, so on Golden Swamp, there is a big swamp in the middle of the map with a bunch of gold on it. Your goal is to capture that as quick as you can. So you're going to see both players trying to get docks out on the map as quick as they can, and then most likely using their scout to snipe the other side to prevent the docks, prevent the ships from being able to build up. So Wu don't have shipwright, so they don't produce ships as fast. So imagine to see Turks have a faster mass army or earlier. We'll see what Hazzy can do with that. So in the blue trunks, we have Major KD as the Turks. And in the green, we got Hazzy as the Wu. Both players advancing forward with their docks. No Vil snipes on the docks. Major KD with the Vil kill, though. Gets one on Hazzy in the back. And so Hazzy's going to be down a villager, and his docks don't produce as fast. But Hazzy gets the dock up first, although KD's going to get 4 docks up right away. Camel streaming into the base for KD, trying to get some more villager picks. But it looks like they're just going to get chopped down by Halbs. Hazzy going Carrick first. Meanwhile, we got some demos and some galleons going on for the Turks. Looks like we're going to be fighting on Hazzy's side of the map here first. And we'll see who can establish position on the water. Right now, Hazzy has a slightly bigger army. Both players would be able to pump out their Vils. We got some galleons and some demos moving forward for the Turks with KD. Demos exploding some Halbs up in front of them, which is a good trade for Hazzy. You don't really got to spend too much gold on the Halbs. A lot more ships out for KD at first. A lot of Hazzy's population is into Halb right now, which really doesn't. It's just getting shot by these ships. The camels are able to attack the ships up here for Hazzy. And it looks like Major KD is going to establish early map control. Both players starting to castle the middle. KD with a little bit more aggressive castle, getting right up on the island, while Hazzy moved his castle a little bit further back. KD on top of the docks for Hazzy right now. Let's see if he can get some of these cannon guys in position and start knocking down some of these front castles for Hazzy. But Hazzy getting castled up. Most of the camels have finally gone down for KD, but KD's sitting on 87 army. Hazzy only on 40 army right now. Double the amount of army for KD with this aggressive first push. Hazzy's going to have to pull back and is running out of room. Yeah, the shipwright is definitely taking an effect here. And look, KD already has army on the other side ready to surround Hazzy as well. Oh no, Hazzy is hurting in this game one. Too many ships for the Turks with shipwright able to produce too fast. Hazzy getting pinched, decides to take the battle up to the north, get the castle denied that he was trying to build there earlier. Too many cannon galleons up here in the north. And Hazzy's getting it rough game one. Oh no. Luchuan's finally making some moves here for Hazzy, getting some damage on these cannon galleons. Gonna have to pull back his forces here in the north, but in the south, he doesn't have any cannon galleons to go with these galleons down here. So they're just shooting the docks, but not. I guess we had a couple cannon galleons, but yeah, we need more of those cannon galleons down here in the south, able to knock down some of these castles and open Hazzy's base. Hazzy getting more of a push here in the north side of the pond. But nice castle by Major KD. He's only going to be able to push so far, and now Hazzy's our Navy numbers are dwindling. Ooh, now both players are sitting on roughly equal army. Hazzy gets some Navy out here in the south, loses a castle, but is able to clean up most of the Navy here in the south for KD. So both players sitting on about 50-60 army right now. KD with 75 vills and Hazzy with only 45. Hazzy is out of gold and pretty much out of wood. Both players are out of wood. Obviously, the heavy investment into the ships and the Navy costs a lot of wood on your resources. Again, KD fighting with only about half his Navy. The other half is here in the south. I think Hazzy trying to get some raids, but these castles are going to shut it down. KD doing an excellent job of castling up his base. Now he's starting to collect all the gold in the middle, and his gold income's got 48 on gold. Hazzy has 8 on gold and no gold in the bank. He's got a gang of Luchuans out here trying to fire back. But we got battles on both fronts. Not really. KD doesn't really have any more Navy in the south. And it looks like Hazzy's, even though he has less resources, is going to have more Navy on the field. KD rolling mostly with cannon galleon right now. He's got 11 on the field. So, yeah, these fast fire ships are going to be able to chew up KD's army pretty quick. But KD's soaking up all the gold in the middle. Yeah, it seems like KD stopped producing. I think with this low wood, he's not able to produce as many ships. And Hazzy coming back in a fury, knocking down the front castle here for KD. So it's going to take time away from him equaling all this gold. Hazzy tries to get another castle down, but immediately gets sniped down by KD. Good move there. Hazzy's got enough for a couple more castles. KD is out of stone. Well, he's got about 430 stone. Needs a little bit more if he wants to put up another castle here in the middle. But yeah, not as many castles in Hazzy's base. He has more stone reserved. Hazzy's still with the bigger army on the water. These fast fire ships and galleys and Luchuans, I think, are a little bit too much for just these cannon galleons. So KD pulling back. We got some Janissaries out on the field right now. I think those aren't. I don't know how well those are going to trade against ships. But KD moving forward with even more Janissaries. We got 20 in this group right here. Now we got the Hussar coming in. Where's the Hussar rolling? Give me a meat shield here for these Janissaries. Instead of getting the castle, he's just going to put units in the middle to fight over the middle. Alright, we just got this, like, blob attack where they're both kind of trying to hold both parts of the pond. Hazzy still has the one castle on the south side of his base. Expanding down this way with some champions to try to get some raids around the back. KD on the stone, has more stone now for another castle if he wants to try to get one up here again. The Luchuans are still in decent numbers. Still got 9 Luchuans though, so it's tough to keep those castles up when the Luchuans are still on the field. Hazzy's pretty much lost the south side of the water now with galleons just shooting right at his docks. Both players, Hazzy still with a little bit more army. He's got a wave of champions rolling to the south here. Seeing what they can pick off. But it looks like KD owns the water now. Another castle goes up. Luchuan numbers are down for Hazzy. Too many galleons coming in for KD. Army numbers are evening out. Population numbers are evening out. Both players sitting about 180. KD's a little bit less, about 170. But KD seems to be taking control of the map. And we got raids coming in everywhere. Trying to get the wall. Ooh. KD with the walls. and the castle to handle that. So the raid's not going to be very effective here for Hazzy. Has to worry about losing the water now. Now Hazzy's in kind of position where what do you do when you don't have the water and don't have the gold? Hazzy still has 20 on gold, so he still has plenty of gold in his base for now. But I don't know what he's going to be able to do to get docks up to be able to push back at this point. I mean, it looks like KD owns the middle and is in great position here to take game one. Hazzy trying to pop out some demos and some fires here, but not quite enough that pop out from the docks to really take down this Navy. Hazzy sitting on 30 army right now. KD with twice as much, only 150 pop for both players right now. Raids coming into the back of Hazzy's base with these Hussar. No castles over here. Even though he's got the stone, he can get a castle right in the middle of this eco to help better protect. But Hussar going to stream in. Hazzy's going to try to send some champions to deal with that. But the middle is gone. This castle in the front of Hazzy's base is gone. And this is looking GG for our boy Hazzy. Uh-oh. Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my. Finally got some fire archers on the field, says Huggy, but a little bit too late. Yeah, the fire archers do pretty good against the ships, don't they? Don't they have like an attack bonus against the ships? Maybe we needed to see more hot fire archer from Hazzy earlier in the matchup, but Hazzy, you look pretty dead, bro. KD's base looks super fine, pumping out eco everywhere. Hazzy getting the castle back further. He's going to try to drag this game out as long as he can. He's got tons of farm eco. He's got 45 farmers, so he can keep, making food units. But this gold is going to be running out sometime sooner or later, and has to do something to be able to push back. And without a navy to push back, I don't know exactly what Hazzy's plan is here. I think sooner or later, I don't know exactly what KD's plan is to finish this off now either, knowing that he's not going to fight on the water anymore. He still has all these ships. I think he's going to start building siege workshops and start going rams. I mean, he's got the middle. He's got 7K gold in the bank. So this is KD's game to lose. Yeah, Hazzy, you dead, bro. Hussar streaming in to try to deal with this navy. Might take down a couple of ships, but I think KD needs to lose some of his ships now anyway. It's time to go land army and finish this off. Hazzy streaming in Hussar with the little food eco that he has. I mean, he's got 55 on farms, but I mean, he can't make Hussars fast enough to replace, but he's going to try it. Alright, army numbers are kind of evening out because KD has got 8K gold in the bank, but not using it to buy any other resources. And so, I think if KD just buys up some wood right here, get some rams and, knock this, finish this game off right here. You know what I'm saying? Hazzy getting housed right now at 160. He needs to build some more houses as his base is getting condensed. Still expanding north, trying to do what he can to get up here. He's got some fire archers pumping out of the castle up north. Here comes some fire archers out in the field trying to shoot down some of these ships. And I guess Hazzy's going to be able to briefly push this back. At some point sooner or later, KD's got 10 gold in the bank. Here comes the Rams. KD's got to use that gold to get some of his other resources. I mean, he's almost popped out. He's sitting about 185 pop right now. He just got 60 army on the field, and a lot of it's ships at a point where I think we need to go land army. Rams streaming in one at a time. I don't think that's what's going to be able to get it done, but I like the idea of going Rams. We just need more wood. KD, buy some wood. KD, buy wood. End this game. Buy food. Buy wood. I mean, Hazzy's got nothing. He's got 7 on gold. He does have 113 villagers, though. Has he trying to... Has he tried to build a castle? KD denies it, and then instead of killing it, just builds siege workshops and houses around it. Oh my goodness. Alright, this middle push is about as soft as a pillow. The Janissaries are going to snipe down the Hussar pretty easily, though. We need Rams. KD sitting on 13k gold now. Sooner or later, he's just going to buy a bunch of wood and end it. We got Rams going around the outside here, just not into the main base. We got Janissaries. Enough Janissaries to kill some army here. Maybe that's too much Hussar. Too much Hussar and too much Fire Archer. KD castling the other side of the pond now to fortify up. And wondering when KD's going to maybe make some own Hussar of his own with Turks and start raiding. I mean, it sounds like Hazzy's eco's very well protected. KD with 13k gold in the bank. I feel like I can't say that enough. Like, I don't know. You gotta use the market. Oh, and Hazzy finally gives in. Can't drag it out anymore. The GG is called. Major KD goes up 1. All right. I think KD is the lower rated. So congrats on KD for getting a dub there. Let's go ahead and give KD first victory here. And let's go ahead and try to catch this next game. And Hazzy feed me the game codes. Love it. All right. And they are on Sertao. This next matchup. And let's see. The Woo, you're dead. Turks, you win on Sertao. I think KD's going to go Japanese. I think Hazzy might go Cumans. Yeah. I think Hazzy might go Cumans on Sertao. I'm going Japanese Cumans. That's my guess. No, completely wrong. Georgians versus Malians. All right, who do y'all like in the chat? You like the Georgians or the Malians? I think I like the Georgians a little bit better. I think the Manaspa go pretty hard. I mean, the Gebetto, I love playing with the Gebetto, but they're a squishy unit. So once you lose them, they're kind of hard to replace. Got to get them up in numbers. Georgians are just overall good civ. But both civs have Siege Onager. And both civs can be very strong. Malians with the arrows at the start, so it's hard for them to get rushed down at the town center. Or the arrows at the town center, hard to get rushed down at the start. Whatever. And we are into game 2. Hazzy is the Georgians in the green. KD as the Malians in the blue. Give me a second to get capture age set up. And any moment now. Any moment now. Take your sweet time, capture age. All right, game 2 of this Division 1 matchup between Hazzy in the green as the Georgians and Major KD in the blue as the Malians. KD trying to get some early Ville picks. Quick wall down for Hazzy. Saves the Ville. Scout is down. Scout still alive for Hazzy on the other side of the map. Trying to sneak in and get some Ville picks. But again, it's tough with that TC shooting the arrows. It's tough to rush him down. So Hazzy's going to take his nice time. Build up a big army. Get a nice push. See KD streaming in some camels here, trying to get some Ville picks, but Hazzy has virtually all of his Villes on the castle, and has already started to build the second castle. Camels looking for damage, not going to find any, and castle up for Hazzy. Now, camels are going to be huge when the Manaspa start coming out, and maybe that's an advantage for the Malians. Although, Hazzy going Halb as well to help deal with these camels. Gibraltar says the Georgians has this as well. That's what I think too. I think the SO are a little bit better. So that's helpful. Camels parked to the east side of Hazzy's base. Hazzy going to try to get a castle up over here. So I think we're going to see our first engagement off to the side a little bit. Both players building up their armies. Major KD sending a raid to the west of Hazzy's base. Another castle up here to get on top of this gold and the stone, but no army over here this time. I think KD's going to get a couple of Ville picks here. Down goes 2 villagers for Hazzy. Here goes down a third. And Hazzy's got nothing on this side of the map for these camels. Still dealing with the army on the east side of the map. Now the camels are in front of Hazzy's base, but the castles are just going to keep shooting. And I don't know if that's really where you want to throw your castles or throw your camels away at. KD's got the siege workshops out. Got to get these onagers out. Both players got to get these onagers out. Here they are for Hazzy. So Hazzy already has like 5 or 6 onagers on the field. 9 onagers on the field, excuse me. And we're still waiting to see it out of KD. I think KD might have over-invested into camels a little bit. I mean, the camels are good for taking down the Manaspa later on, but at the middle, I feel like he just kind of raided with them and didn't get a whole lot of value. He got 3 Ville kills, but I don't think that really slowed down Hazzy too much with Hazzy having all these onagers out right now. And now we're going to have a siege war. Manaspa diving in on onagers on the west, but we got Geppetto and camels shutting that down. Onagers getting some good shots on the camels and the Geppetto. Hazzy sitting on 84 army, KD only on 50. Yeah, KD threw a lot of those camels. A lot of these Geppetto are getting way too close. Geppetto are hard to micro. Geppetto can be a great unit that takes down anything, but they can be tough to micro, and they are squishy. One shot from these onagers and flat. Bunch of onagers. Hazzy trying not to shoot down too many of his own units, but I think kills a lot of his own Manaspa. Geppetto getting dangerously close to this Ani fire, and they're going down. We just got a siege battle right now. It looks like Hazzy's got 74 army to KD's 20. KD's just kind of been streaming in units and just getting taken down by these Anis. I mean, too many of the Geppetto got killed. You can see the Geppetto bodies laying on the ground. Hazzy doing a nice job of keeping his Halbs safe, but behind his Trebs. Still pumping out Ani numbers. We've got 90 army to 30 now. Front castle for KD getting knocked down. Here down goes. He's able to snipe. He's got the bombard cannons out, able to snipe a couple of Trebs a little bit too late. KD gonna try to castle right behind the castle that he made before. More onagers streaming in here for Hazzy. Gonna be able to take out a couple more onagers. Geppetto going into the Ani fire. Oh no. Halb's getting a little bit too close, going down to some of the Anis. Onagers trade shots. Manaska streaming in, trying to take down some of the light cav for KD. Out of gold for any more camel production. Both players low on gold. Hazzy low on food. KD only down to about 600 food as well. Hazzy low on wood too. Hazzy needs everything. He invested everything into this push. Still has 100 army on the field, so it's not like he has anything to waste. He's got 28 on food already. He's got 37 on gold. So it's Hazzy's eco's looking great. Both players' eco's looking pretty good, although KD has 22 on stone. He's got enough stone in the bank right now for another castle. I think he needs more on gold and more on food here. But great army numbers for Hazzy. Still all of his Trebs. Could probably use some more onagers, which I see popping out onto the field. Now, which way is Hazzy going to take his armies? Is he keep going straight into the main base, or is he going to head east? KD trying to establish in this little pit right here of gold, but that's not going to happen. Too far forward. Too aggressive. Hazzy already up to 97 villagers, sitting at a great villager count. KD kind of stuck at 74. He's been there. You know, they were both in the same in villagers, but didn't quite make any more. Geppetto going to be able to get some snipes on these Anis, but take a shot themselves. Army numbers somewhat evening out. Hazzy down to 70, KD at 24, and most of Hazzy's army is Halb. So we're going to see more Onager, more Manaspa on the field, more power units. Yeah, the gold can definitely spawn in definitely weird spots. That's what makes it interesting to fight over. I mean, this gold pile here is extremely important right now, so I could see Hazzy getting some Trebs and knocking out this castle to the east before he starts diving in on the main base. Although if he takes this castle to the south first, I think it's going to be really easy for him to take the one to the east. Hazzy sitting on 70 army, KD sitting on 34. And again, these Geppetto are getting dangerously close to these Anis. He's going to try to snipe. KD's trying to snipe, but I think he's just taking him on the chin right now. Manaspa decided to go to the south and west and try to get some raids. KD needs to get on this gold pile and secure it as quick as he can because it is wide open for Manaspa raids. The main fight in the middle, Hazzy no longer has any Onager. But he does have plenty of Manaspa raids going on in the back, and KD has no castle over here to deal. KD sitting on 50 vills now. Hazzy's got twice as many vills and twice as much army. 180 pop to 70. KD is taking a hurting right now. Trebs, they're up. They're just not shooting. Not quite close enough to this castle. But Manaspa keep coming in to raid. This castle is just not up in time for KD. And KD's eco is wide open for these Manaspa. Going to start running Geppetto in the back to deal with these Manaspa. But castle foundation goes down. Oh, that's huge for KD. Doesn't have enough stone for another castle now. And game 2 looking strong for our boy Hazzy. Let's look at the front. More Onagers out for Hazzy. Trebs going up. This front castle is going to be under some stress. We got Geppetto and Onager. See what they can do to handle these Manaspa running in. Hazzy retreats with a Manaspa. Onager's coming in trying to snipe down some of these Trebs. Both Onagers go down. Geppetto coming in trying to snipe some of the Trebs. But just not enough army for KD. And he's down to 0 army. You dead, bro. And the GG is called. Hazzy. Division 1 matchup. Here. On Sertao. Takes it. Game 2 goes to Hazzy. All right. Hazzy with the point. And then Georgians with the win. Malians with the loss. Hazzy, give me the game code. And let's see if they're still in the lobby or if they are already in it. Nope, still in the lobby. Next map is gonna be Terrace. So let's take a look at these civs for Terrace. We got Cumans, Magyar, both excellent picks. And Cumans, Magyar, and Hun, all great picks for Hazzy on Terrace. For KD, I mean, he's got civs that are good matchup. Like, Japanese is good at slowing down the Huns because they got the strong halves. And the good Cav Archer. Vietnamese is good against Huns, kind of. But the question is, can they handle the heat? Could see Sicilian on Terrace. I think you want to be a fast civ on Terrace and just go to the middle. Yeah, Geppetto was not the call there. They were just taking hits from the siege on your left after right. You got to position your Geppetto behind your siege and behind your other units. They're like the cleanup unit. You can't have them on the front line taking Onager hits. They're just getting splattered. You know, that's not going to work. All right, looks like they have game 3 underway on the Terrace. And we have Huns, Japanese. I think this was going to be the best matchup that KD could get going against Hun. But since this map is a fight for the middle and all about speed, I really like Huns here. I really like Huns. I mean, civs like Huns, Cumans, Tatar, Gujaras, Berbers, Magyar. I think all those civs are good on Terrace. 10 seconds left to load into the game. Again, we are casting at Hazzy versus Major KD. Division 1 Tarnished Deathmatch. And we will be on Terrace with Hazzy in the green as Huns and Major KD in the blue as Japanese. Let's get Capture Age going. And we will wait for Capture Age to load. And it'll do this thing where it goes in fast forward right away. I don't know why every time Capture Age loads, it immediately goes to the fastest speed. Like, what a jerk. Like, stay slow. Why would I want to watch at the fastest speed? I just want to go at the regular speed. What are you doing, Capture Age? All right, Katie in the blue is Japanese. Hazzy in the green as the Huns. Both players looking to get some Vil picks. Oh. And both get none. Paladin's already streaming out here for Hazzy, and Katie's going to be waiting with the Japanese Halbs, who have a faster attack speed. So we'll see what kind of rush down Hazzy can put with the Huns. Hazzy not typically known for his rush, but going to go for an aggressive castle in the middle here as well. He sends one Paladin in to go try to get some Vil picks here. We'll see how that works for him. Gets a strike on a Vil. But KD doing an excellent job with the quick walls, not letting anything past. Excellent job by KD protecting all his Vils. Does a lot better job than me. Usually someone runs around with some Paladin and just kills like half my Vils because my Halbs are out of place. Cav Archers are already out for Hazzy to help deal with these Halbs. Villager building the castle in the middle. Already got some siege workshops up on the hill as well for Hazzy too. Hazzy expanding to the east. Expanding to the west. And owns the middle hill. Hazzy with twice as much army as the Huns, able to pump out, not having to have houses. Makes it so much easier to build up your army and build up your population quick. Here comes the Rams for Hazzy. He's going to stream them in one at a time here. Nah, he's going to wait for him. He's going to wait on top of the hill. Get enough Rams to get a good push all at once. Hazzy going to fight downhill with his Cav Archers, shooting a bunch of the Samurai and a bunch of the Halbs. Hazzy sitting on 80 army now to KD's only 30. And the Huns swarming. The Huns are swarming. Rams finally moving closer to see if KD can snipe down some of these Rams, protect his castle. But as he's doing it, he's just losing army to these Cav Archers who are plucking away. Gibraltar calling for KD to get the onagers out. Do something about these Cav Archers. Do something about these Rams. But no siege workshops in sight. Just more barracks and more cavalry, archery ranges. Hazzy sitting on 115 army to KD's 60. Hazzy decides to send some of his troops out to go flank. KD fighting uphill against these Cav Archers, but able to stave off the Rams. But now the Trebs come in for Hazzy. I think we're going to see this front castle go down for KD. Raids to the east. Too many troops over here for KD. Let's see what he can do to stop this. Again, Cav Archers fighting downhill, getting the hill bonus for Hazzy. Ram tanking in front to soak up a bunch of these Cav Archer shots. Both players now equalized in army, both sitting on about 90. KD got these Cav Archer numbers up to 40. But Hazzy sitting on 57 Cav Archers. Holy moly. And looks like the Huns are just going to suffocate the Japanese. That hill bonus and getting in the middle is too crucial. Rams going around the west side of these trees to take out that next castle. KD still trying to fight uphill, still sending in units. Makes Hazzy regroup a little bit. Both now down to about 60 army again. Hazzy using his Trebs to shoot some of the Cav Archers, and these Rams, I'm not sure exactly what the Rams are doing right now. I guess Hazzy's moving them in there to tank on the Cav Archer shots. Hazzy out of gold, but has 40 on gold. KD sitting on only about 30 villagers right now. Hazzy at 100 villagers, a 60 army. 34 cav archers to KD's 25. KD finally able to get up on some even ground here and bounce out this fight a little bit. But now we got Paladin streaming in a little bit here for Hazzy. Finally got 50 on gold, 20 on wood, 25 on food. Treb's moving forward and KD running thin. Only on 70 pop. Meanwhile, Hazzy's on 180 population. And KD calls it. Game 2 goes to the man in the green trunks, Hazzy. All right, let's switch views. Hazzy takes game 3. And it looks like, all right, and so Huns, you win. Japanese, you lose. Let's take a look here, see where they're at. All right, looks like they are not in the next game yet. I don't think. All right. Next map is going to be Thames. And so Hazzy has Magyar, Cuman, Bulgarian. KD has Vietnamese, Sicilian, Roman. And so the next map is Thames, and then the next map after that is going to be Fez. And so Hazzy's got, I think, the better choices from here on out. I don't know if KD will go Vietnamese on Fez, being slow, but he doesn't really have a mobile civ left. I think Thames is hard to rush on, so I feel like Fez is hard to rush on too. I don't know. I don't know if Hazzy uses Cumans here. I think he might go Bulgarian on Thames here, and then Magyar on Fez. And then I could see Sicilian here on Thames for KD, and then Vietnamese on Fez. I could also see the other way around too. I could see Sicilians. I'm going to switch that. I'm going to say this one's going to be Bulgarian, Vietnamese. And I think the next one's going to be Magyar, Sicilian on Fez. That's my pick. All right, let's see if they're in the game. Yep, they are in on Thames. And we got Magyar, Sicilian on Thames, so I was completely wrong. Hazzy electing to go, I guess he's going to go Cuman on Fez. I mean, I guess they're super mobile as well. You don't have to rush down with them. You can just, rush to take map control. But let's get to the full view before I forget this stupid overlay. And we got Division 1. Hazzy in the green as Magyars. And Major KD in the blue as Sicilians on the map Thames. This is Tarnished Deathmatch that you're watching. The group stage. I'm not sure what Hazzy and KD's records are. I know we also have some Tarnished Deathmatch action going on Otter's stream right now. I believe it's Zayu versus Tweppy going on right now at the same time. And then we also have Boomstick and Zeriab playing, but I don't know if anybody's casting that one right now. Someone's going to cast the Rex app. And we got Magyar and Sicilian. Hazzy in the green. KD in the blue. Gibraltar thinks that KD has this one. Time to load up Capture Age. Thames is a tricky map. There is a bunch of resources in the middle southern part of the map of gold and stone. That's where most of the gold and stone is. In the north part of the map, there's a wonder that if you claim the wonder, you get 25 extra pop space, which is definitely helpful to get extra, eco and villagers and army and stuff out there. Capture age loading up. Now we're on 1 time speed, and so here is the Royal Albert Hall. If you claim this, you get 25 extra pop space. Both players elect to go for each other's bases first rather than the claim the wonder. KD with the classic castle start as the Sicilians. And Hazzy's going to say, screw this, I'm going to go claim the wonder. Meanwhile, I think KD killed his own scout just to get the extra villager out. So we're going to see somewhat of a semi-rush from the Magyars. See if he can stop the expansion of donjons from the Sicilians that KD has in the blue. Paladin and Cav Archer moving forward for the green player, Hazzy. And we're going to see our first engagement. So Hazzy's got the extra pop space right now because he claimed the wonder up north. Now his scout's just going to continue to guard it, I guess. Sergeant's moving forward around this initial attack by Hazzy, just trying to stymie the production of donjons. Already expanding with docks is KD. Hazzy, no dock. Magyar, really not known for their navy. Contesting the north, that's where the sergeants go. So now KD has the north, and Hazzy is housed. Hazzy's going to say, no, you don't. I will take back the hall. And Hazzy back up to 140 potential housing. Magyar, much quicker civ, going to be able to take map control earlier. Going to be very crucial for the players to castle this area here with the golden stone. Donjon's trying to expand out in front of the TC. Down go all the paladins for Hazzy, so he will retreat with his cav archers. Donjons go to set up shop in the middle. Let's see if he can get these sergeants building these donjons in the middle. Hazzy going to go ahead and contest it with his cav archers. Magyar Hussar enter the battle. Going to try to snipe down some of these onager. Huggy says Sicilian being able to build donjon is so silly. It is kind of silly because the towers definitely do help, but I guess the justification is they produce units. I mean, they do produce sergeants, so you really couldn't play the civ the same way if you didn't have the donjons. But yeah, Sicilians are definitely... I'm surprised the Sicilians fell that far in the draft. I think they were like the 5th pick. I feel like they're a super strong civ. I mean, you got SO, you got a bunch of good siege, and you can do the donjons to claim the middle on any map that you're at. I think that's huge, especially for a map like this. Hazzy doesn't have siege ram with Magyar. He's going to have to treb down all of this. And so let's see how Hazzy deals with the donjon spam. Now the north is controlled by blue. Magyar Hussar streaming in to snipe out all these siege onagers. And Hazzy just ignoring the donjons and running past them to attack KD's army. So KD's got the map control with these donjons, but he does not have the field position with his army. And so Hazzy's just going to stroll in. Now he's going to get a little bit north to get away from some of the donjons. But KD's got the naval presence too. And he's got the extra pop space. Donjons in the north to help hold down the Royal Albert Hall. And KD with early map control. Hazzy still has a couple castles and a couple town centers, but KD's going to steer in some units here. Both players sit on about 100 army, but KD has twice as many villagers with 100 to 50. So KD's eco is in a much better spot right now. You don't really need eco as much if you're the Magyars, but with Hazzy you do need food. So Hazzy has about 20 on food right now. I'm going to have to get those numbers up here quickly. Treb's coming out for Hazzy in the battle for the middle. And this donjon is pretty unprotected. I think Hazzy's going to be able to treb down some of these donjons, but when these SO numbers get up for KD, who has tons of resources and has tons of army, just needs to get some trebs of his own to start knocking down Hazzy's castle. Magyar Hussar are going to do the oop-de-oop move and look for places to maybe go raid. A lot of donjons out front, but not in the back of the base. There's a lot of economy exposed here, and Hazzy's going straight for it. Dives on the big gold pile first, but not a lot of villagers there. If Hazzy can get to the back of the base, he's going to find a lot of value, but not a whole lot of vills. KD still sitting on an excellent pop. The main fight here in the middle, Hazzy doesn't have any of his Magyar Hussar now, so he's getting pushed back with sergeants and scorpions to take care of these CA. Hazzy, both players sitting on about 80 army right now. Rams coming in for the Sicilians. Trebs have already trebbed down a few of the donjons. Now the Trebs are shooting at the scorpions. Looks like KD's not going to have enough here for the initial push, and the Rams are going to go down, and all the Scorpions down with them. 55 on food for Hazzy now. Trebs keep moving forward to knock down these donjons. If they can hit that, totally just limp-dick that first shot. Holy moly. There we go. There's a direct hit. Cav archers in strong numbers, sitting on 56 Cav archers. Got Hussar and Paladin raiding in. A bunch of Rams coming forward, but I think KD needs some augers to help take care of these CA. I don't know if these Rams are going to be enough to push back. I mean, there's tons of Cav archers, but Hazzy has enough meat units to be able to take down some of these Rams. Paladin and Magyar Hussar are going to push all this back. Trebs moving forward. Now, one thing that's going to happen that, let's see how well KD can hold. KD owns the north with all the wood. And he has the navy over here suppressing, which you could get some cannon galleons over here and suppress that gold as well. But this initial push by Hazzy is looking spectacular. He's going to push KD off all the gold out here. He's got a raid going on with one Paladin up on this town center in the north. And all these donjons are just getting trebbed down right now. Holy moly. Hazzy sitting on about 90 army right now. KD on 60. Both players with over 100 vills. KD might be a little overboomed right now with 130. But needs more siege honors. He has 60 army on the field. Most of it's Haub. Haub's not going to do much against these Cav archers. Cav archers going to fight the navy in the north, and I think takes out those ships. Trebs continue to rain down on these donjons. KD going to move forward with a bunch of Haubs, but I think the Cav archers are going to be able to soak those up pretty easily. This is kind of the last stand for KD here. If he can't push this back, then I think he might have some trouble. Magyar Hussar numbers are low, and so the Rams are going to get through and start knocking on the castle more and more. 60 on farms for Hazzy, pumping out the Magyar Hussar as much as he can. And continues to reinforce the front lines. And these Rams are going to go down for KD. But the Hussar, the Trebs, I think are going to be able to knock down this castle that Hazzy just put up. We got 6 Trebs. The Magyar Hussar doing what they can to try to snipe them down. Cav Archer also firing into the group of Halbs and the Sergeants. KD electing to go Scorpion over Siege Onager. Interesting. Castle down for Hazzy, but still has his Trebs alive. Both players sitting on roughly 70-ish army right now. Both kind of stalemating in the middle of the map. KD trying to get up another donjon that Hazzy's immediately going to start trebbing with his Trebs in range. Hazzy just spamming Magyar Hussar as much as he can. And these Scorpions are going to force Hazzy to retreat a little bit, but now he's picking them off. Shoot, Scorpions, shoot. Treb's going down for KD from the Magyar Hussar. Hazzy gradually increasing his army numbers over KD. 80 to 40 now. Things snowball quick in Deathmatch. That's how it goes. And I'm just wondering if Onagers were not the play here for the Sicilians rather than Scorpions. Makes me think. Makes me wonder. Hazzy sitting on tons of resources. He doesn't have a whole lot of food, but that's because he keeps pumping out Magyar Hussar. But he's got 64 on food. Meanwhile, he's got 6k gold in the bank and 3k wood. KD, on the other hand, under 1,000 on all other resources. Got 60 on food right now, only 16 on gold. KD not going to be able to access all the gold in the middle the same way that Hazzy is. Donjon goes down for KD. Getting pushed back further and further. Hazzy takes control of the Royal Albert Hall in the north for the extra pop space. Hazzy sitting at 225. KD at 175. So 50 pop advantage for Hazzy right now. With a massive army knocking on the front door of KD's base. All KD's got is Halbs right now. He's got Halbs, Sergeants, and like 3 Scorpions. The seams all over for our boy KD. Magyar Hussar running to raid the farms. And oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my. Hazzy and Fern control of game 4. Hazzy still sitting with 48 Cav Archer on the field. All the Magyar Hussar finally died to the Donjons in the middle, but less and less Donjons on the field as we go. KD down to 30 army. Magyar's pushing and pushing and pushing. Finally, a siege underground in the field that's immediately going to get sniped down by the Magyar Hussar. Maybe that's why KD didn't want to go Magyar Hussar. He didn't want to keep getting sniped down by the Hussar. Or didn't go siege under. Hazzy with some Cav Archer micro. Snipes the Onager, which is enough for KD to call it. Hazzy with the game 4 victory to go up 3-1 and take the set. All right. Hazzy making it a 3-point, 3-1 lead now. And then the last map, I forget. Let's see where they're at. And they're gonna be on Fez. And so Sicilian, you're dead. Magyar, you win. I'm guessing. Damn, I don't think he's gonna go Bulgarian. I think Hazzy's gonna go Cumin, and I think KD's going Vietnamese. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Cumin's Romans. All right, Vietnamese are not going to be played. Interesting. All right, let's get it on the full screen. And we got the Cumans versus the Romans on Fez. You are now watching Tarnished Deathmatch on Greek TV. We got Division 1 matchup, Hazzy versus Major KD. And we are about to enter the game. Cumans versus Romans. Hazzy in the green. KD in the blue. I'm going to invite to a game. Must be decrepit lobbies. Time to load up Capture Age. And we have Hazzy as the Cumans in green and KD as the Romans in blue. Romans going to be looking to go Scorpions as one of their strong units. And then they got the Centurions and the Legionnaires. I think that's what they're called. I'm not sure exactly. And KD's going to open Halb for the early step Lancer rush. We see the Lancer streaming across the field for the Cumans. Let's see the quick wall master KD. See if he can protect his Vills. Halb's trying to chase down these Lancers in the back. More Lancers streaming from the front. Vil exposes himself, and Vil goes down. 2 Vil kills so far for Hazzy. Starts getting this castle up. It's 36%. It's a third of the way there, but no more Vils on there. I finally got another Vil back on it. Bunch of Lancers streaming up to the north side of KD's base. Then we got some Paladin mixed in here as well. Hazzy already making the transition over to Paladin. Stack Patrol is allowed, and they're going to shred these Halberdiers. KD doing what he can to desperately get the castle up as quick as he can. Finally gets the castle up. Immediately goes for another castle. Starts queuing Centurions immediately to help deal with these Lancers and Cavalry from the Cumans. More Paladins stream in. Lancers in the back of the base. Hazzy sitting on 50 army already with the Cumans. That's how fast they can pump out units. Hazzy just doing circles around KD's base right now. KD needs another castle on the north side of his base, or else he can keep running in. Don't know how KD's going to be able to expand to the north side of his base to get the wood and the stone eco. Hazzy gathering up here in the middle. Already got a castle. Already getting his gold expanded down to the west. south. Ooh, looking to fight over the gold section of the map. Because here on Fez, you got gold on the west and the south part of the map, and you got all the wood and the stone on the north and the east part of the map. And so the fights tend to go to the sides rather than down towards the middle. Lancer's going to take this engagement and clean up everything. Hazzy sitting on 80 army right now to KD's 40. Centurions are going to do a lot better against this composition than the Halbs, though, that's for sure. Taking an engagement in front of the castle. Hazzy pulls back a little bit. Hazzy already expanding out to the east. KD yet to expand to the wood and get town centers up here. He's focusing more on the gold and castles down on the west and southern part of the map. Hazzy sitting on 100 army right now. I just need some trebs to start knocking down some of these castles. Doesn't quite get here in time to prevent the castles from going up, but getting early map position on the gold. Ambitious castle by KD here. Decides to delete that one and probably needs to delete this one as well. Huge fight. Not enough units here for KD, and Hazzy going to win the initial engagement, although tons of reinforcements coming in for KD. Onager's entering the field. No Scorpions. Elects to go Onager instead of Scorpion. Interesting. As he says, I got some more Onagers of my own, and these are Siege Onagers. Bunch of Kipchek on the field, taking some Ani shots. Need to back up. The Centurions are strong, pushing Hazzy's army back. Hazzy's army down to 70. KD's up to 100 now. These Roman Centurions are strong. Alright, Hazzy pushed back to this castle he's making on top of this gold pile in the southwest portion of the map. KD still coming in strong with these Centurions. Decides to regroup his army and back up. Neither player with trebs on the field to follow up their push. So just kind of fighting open army in the field. Even though Hazzy won that initial engagement, both players sitting at about the same pop right now. Hazzy actually at about 170. Hazzy, take that back. Hazzy has twice as many villagers as KD right now, with a lot of expansion here to the east. Got a nice castle up. Got a bunch of town centers. KD, on the other hand, got an outpost. So he ain't got nothing. So a lot of eco advantage here for Hazzy in the early going. Only Kipcheks. Looks like Hazzy's going to take his army up north and try to go raid. There's nothing to raid. Kills a monk. There's no eco up here to raid. And so it looks like KD's army is just going to push without the paladin there to help protect with these Kipcheks. And Hazzy not electing to go much siege onager, which I think might be a mistake with KD having his own onager on the field. Centurions streaming in for KD, but decides to pull him back as he sees the army of Kipchek. And these paladins are looking for something to do. Half of his paladins come back to the main fight. Treb war going on, trying to prevent KD from hitting the castle. We got villagers repairing the castle, so I think this castle is going to stay up for Hazzy. Paladins come in to snipe some of the onagers. And now the Kipchek step up and begin to shred. We got 58 Kipchek on the field, and they're going to shred this army of Halbs. Centurions do pretty well against the Kipchek, but I don't think there's enough Centurions, and Hazzy's going to push this army all the way back to KD's front castle on the gold. And KD still yet to expand to the north. Still sitting on about 74 villagers. I guess he's just gonna rely on the. He's got plenty of farms up. He's got 26 farms and he's got 40 on gold. The Hazzy's got 50 on gold, 50 on food. He's gonna continue to be able to pump out cavalry units. He's got 27 on gold. Still taking more gold and getting more mining camps built up. The majority of KD's army right now is Halb, which is not going to do well against this Kipchak. So unless KD's able to do something drastic here, I think he's going to lose his front castle. Going to bring... Oh, crap. Going to bring how many villagers over here? 20 villagers to repair this front castle to keep his gold income. As he trying to get some raids here with the Paladin, but all the Halb see it and chase him away. KD trying to set up a Treb to Treb down some of Hazzy's Trebs coming in. KD with only 100 stone left and nobody unstoned in the north. Meanwhile, Hazzy's got his one town center over here collecting some stone. So Hazzy will have enough for another castle here soon. And no more stone for KD to repair. He's going to try to do what he can to take out these Trebs. Centurions running in. Kipchak firing on the Centurions. Siege Honor coming in, trying to get some shots. Don't shoot your own Trebs, though, Hazzy. Don't shoot your own Trebs. One Treb down, 2 Trebs down. Enough Centurions are in place to push back Hazzy's push. But not enough to kill Hazzy's army. Kipchak's doing some damage, getting some shots off and continue to pull back. Hazzy sitting on 50 army, KD sitting on 40. Roughly equal villager count now, both sitting at about 100. But Hazzy's still sitting with these paladins here, daring a villager to come, try to expand to the north. Hazzy stealing some of KD's gold up here in the north now too. So KD's got enough gold for a little bit. These golds are going to be running out. More Trebs coming in for Hazzy. Scorpions finally on the field here for the Romans and KD. KD sitting on 50 army. Going to try a raid of his own with the Centurions. Going to the north part of the map. All Hazzy has is Hussar back here to defend. No Paladin. Bunch of Centurions gonna pause Hazzy's eco, but the main push up front is gonna knock down this front castle. I think KD bought some stone because he doesn't have anybody actually mining stone in the north. And down goes the castle. KD doing what he can to build just to try to keep some sort of fortification in front of his gold. He's got enough Centurions to push us back for now. But I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold off these Kipchak who are just shredding right now. Hazzy still with 40 Kipchak on the field on the southwest part of the map. Still hasn't been able to clean up the Centurions in the back. The Centurions actually take down one of the town centers. We got a Treb. We got Trebs popping out over here for Hazzy, but I don't think there's any castles to Treb down. We gotta get those on the other side of the map, Hazzy. Kipchak making a roundabout move up here. So it looks like Hazzy's gonna completely change his point of attack and decide to attack from the other part of the map instead of continuing to push into this, which I'm not sure exactly why. I feel like you want to take him off gold to end the game. I think Hazzy's fine with just starving him out, I guess, and maintaining map control on the rest of the map. Because right now, KD's sitting on 11 wood, and he doesn't have any... He's trying to get villagers up here to eco and get some lumber choppers popping out, but just nowhere to move with the Paladin guarding the north right there. And so KD's just not going to be able to get enough wood numbers right now. He's got 56 on farms to be able to get food numbers, but KD's sitting on 50 army right now. Hazzy's sitting on 90. The Kipchak's able to hold off of this part, and a bunch of cavalry just sitting in Hazzy's base right now. I guess maybe waiting for other raids or something. Now he finally notices and gets him out. A lot of kip check go down for Hazzy. Hazzy loses the castle on the gold, so KD is going to be able to, as Hazzy pulls his army away from the west, KD is able to knock down a fortification for Hazzy and try to push on the gold, but Hazzy begins to move the rest of his army back to the west, realizing that if you take away the gold, this is easily over. Because getting a castle up here in the north is huge. It's going to completely shut down KD on the woodlines. And KD calls it. Hazzy with the victory. And goes up 4-1 in the set. And so congrats to both players, Hazzy and Major KD. But Hazzy taking the game. Congrats to Hazzy. 4-1 victory. And so let's go back to the maps here. So Romans, you dead. Cumans, you live. So 4-1. Hazzy wins with the Magyars, Georgians, Cumans, and Huns. And Katie gets the first game on Golden Swamp with the Turks. And so there you have it. Another episode of Tarnished Deathmatch here on Greek TV. Let's go ahead and get you sent over to somewhere else. I guess Otter is still casting, and so let's see if that one's still going on. Thank y'all for tuning into Greek TV. Until next time.